What's up, YouTube? I want to talk to y'all today about how I survived the coronavirus. I'm gonna tell my story. So basically, I went to work on the 7th and the 8th of March. Um, on the 10th, I had went to the store and it started raining or whatever. And the only thing I had on was like a t-shirt and a hat. Well, excuse me, I didn't have a hat on. I'm sorry. So, because I kept thinking about the fact, like, damn, I didn't wear my hat out. So it started raining, and like I said, I had to go to Walgreens and I had to go to the gas station, and it started raining. And I'm gonna say about 2 hours later, on the 10th, I started getting that little, you know how you get that little yuck feeling when you know you're about to start getting sick. So I started feeling that, and I kind of just laid around the house. I kind of just laid around the house that Tuesday, didn't do nothing. And then that Wednesday, which would have been the 11th, I started feeling real bad. I knew I had a temperature, but I didn't have a thermometer at the house. So I just kind of, tried to do my own little self assessment, of the sickness. And I was like, man, it feel like I'm coming down with the flu or like a bad cold or something. So I went to Walmart and I got some orange juice and I got some Theraflu. So what I did was I took the Theraflu that day and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sleep this shit off, and I'll be okay. But that didn't work. So I woke up the next day, which would have been the 12th. I woke up and I still felt terrible. So I took another round of Theraflu, kind of just laid around the crib until later on that evening, to the point where I was like, man, nah, like this shit don't feel right. And I really hadn't been paying attention to the whole coronavirus thing. Like I had heard about it, of course, but I wasn't really taking it that serious. I was like, it's just some bullshit going on. So I ended up, I went to the hospital that evening around about 6 o'clock, and they did like a swab test in my nose. They did a little chest X-ray, and they came back and said, "Hey, you got the flu," and they said, "We're gonna prescribe you some medicine called Tamiflu." I was like, "Okay, I got the flu. It is what it is." But they didn't give me no corona test virus on the 12th. Excuse me, they didn't give me no corona virus test on the 12th. They just, they sent me home. So, what happened? I came home and I started taking the Tamiflu. Well, the Tamiflu, I started hallucinating from it, and that's one of the side effects. But I mean, I'm hallucinating to the point where I was like, nah, I ain't taking this shit no more. So the 13th came, the 14th, and then the 15th came. On the 15th, like literally, I felt like terrible. Like, I mean, it was like I wasn't getting no better. I'm hurting. All I want to do is go to sleep. And then I started developing like a cough. Now I don't have asthma. I don't have no respiratory issues. So I was just like, okay, well I'm coughing. This must just be part of the flu. But I wasn't able to eat for like 3 or 4 days. I hadn't ate nothing. If I did eat something, it was like some saltine crackers or something. And I would drink ginger ale. And on the 17th, I was like, nah, somebody got to take me back to the hospital or something ain't right. So took me back to the hospital on the 17th, and I think was it the next day on the 18th, they said, hey, you got pneumonia. Now they gave me the coronavirus test on the 17th. It took 8 days to get the results back. I sat in the hospital from the 17th till that Monday, which would have been, I guess, the 23rd. I was in the hospital for 6 days. I was hooked up to an IV. They had to provide me with oxygen because literally I couldn't breathe. And I never really knew how serious it is about your breathing because I never had any, breathing issues. So, but it was to the point where when I would get up out the, hospital bed, I was, I couldn't breathe. You know what I'm saying? Dude, like I'm a healthy guy. I'm only 41 years old. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I kept asking them every day, like, did you get my coronavirus test back? Did you get my results? No, they didn't have them. It took 8 days to get my results. Only to find out after I got sent home on that Monday, I found out that Wednesday, when they finally called me, I actually had the damn coronavirus for real. And I was like, damn, like, you mean to tell me I've been walking around with this shit? Because obviously, I went to the hospital on the 17th. That's when they admitted me and told me I had pneumonia and all of that. Um, they don't know. how long before that I had been walking around with it and I didn't know. Because when I went to the hospital initially on the 12th, the only thing they told me was, oh, you got the flu. You know what I mean? So I could have had the shit then. And I was back home. My children was in the crib. My wife in the crib. You know what I'm saying? So luckily they did leave at some point. So it wasn't like they was just, in the house every day, but I was in contact with them. You know what I'm saying? Luckily they not sick at all. Ain't nobody, in the house sick. But I just want to let y'all know, like, man, hey, it's not a game. The coronavirus shit is real as fuck. It's not a game. I had the shit. I'm still like doing my little self quarantine or whatever. So they told me by Monday, as far as like the self quarantine, as far as the virus, that should be enough days where it has passed, and and I don't have it anymore. You know what I'm saying? But y'all be careful out here, man. Watch where you going. Like I live in Atlanta, and niggas is down here like, damn, I want to go to the club, man. I want to go to the club, bro. This shit is for real. Like school is out for another month. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is closed. I mean, Walmart is open. Gas stations are closing early. Like the Walmart where I live usually be 24 hours. That some bitch closed at 8:30 p.m. now. You know what I mean? Um, but stay safe, man. Like whatever they telling y'all to do, whatever the news is saying, man, stay safe. Like you got people out here on this conspiracy theory shit. You got people out here that's talking about, oh man, that shit ain't real. Well, my nigga, it's real enough. I had the shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a regular person, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no motherfucking NBA star. That's another thing that been tripping me out. Like these NBA stars and these famous people, they get their goddamn test results back, what, 24, 48 hours. A regular person like me, it took 8 goddamn days. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't make no sense. But like I said, man, by the grace of God, I made it through. I kicked the coronavirus up his motherfucking ass, you know what I'm saying? But this motherfuckers out here dying for real. Like I remember laying up in the hospital and hearing people through the door, because I couldn't even go out the door. I couldn't go out in the hallway, but I could hear them. And people in there yelling and crying and shit. I ain't gonna lie. It was, I had a couple of days in there where I was like, nigga, I didn't think I was gonna come home. I mean, I never been sick before. Not like that, where I gotta stay in the hospital for 6 days with no visitation. Only thing I can do is FaceTime my family. Uh, the shit was rough, like even now, you know, today is Friday. I got out the hospital on Monday. It took me a few days to get over the fact that I don't have the oxygen thing in my nose and this IV in my arm. I'm hooked up to all this shit. Like I remember one night this week, I woke up during the night and I was looking for that button on the bed to make it, to make the shit sit up. And I'm like, hold up, dude, you ain't in the hospital no more. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, man, the coronavirus is real. It's like the flu on steroids. That's what it is, basically. But it's real. The shit is really going down. For people who've been posting shit like, oh man, there's some bullshit, man. There's some bullshit. Nah, my nigga, like the shit is for real. I'm a regular person, born and raised in Atlanta. Just a regular, average, everyday dude. And I had the shit. I had it. You know what I'm saying? I went through it though. But people is dying from the shit. It ain't just old people either. Like, young people is dying from it. They were saying like if you have any kind of ailments, like that you already had, that make it worse. Probably so. But anyway, man, y'all stay safe, and that's my story for the coronavirus.